We're live. We're live. We're live. Like.
Good morning.
Thank
Happy
you
Monday
so much
to
for
you.
hanging out
bring
with
my
us
chair
this
down a little bit.
morning.
Good morning.
We
Happy
hope
Monday to you.
You had a good weekend.
Did you have a good weekend?
We hope so.
Did you get a chance to relax?
Mm-hmm.
Do you feel stressed?
Or
Do you
did
feel
you?
taxed?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
These days, there's a lot of taxing going on, a lot of just stressing going on. Every time I talk to someone new, they're talking about the challenges that they're having to deal with. And we don't, a lot of times, don't even realize that challenges affect more than just your business, they can affect your health.
Well, I looked it up this morning. There are 6 areas of your life that stress impact. Now, we do have normal stress, like Lisa was just alluding to, normal stress, day-to-day, just being an adult. But during political years, like election years, the stress is exacerbated.
I believe it.
It is. It's heightened during this time of the year, and maybe even more so this year. So we're going to talk about how was your weekend? Yes. We're going to talk about the effects of stress. Yes, and we do have a special guest today. We have a special guest today. Someone's going to be new to you. We're going to enjoy introducing her to you.
Absolutely. Good morning, Miss Phyllis. Thank you guys for joining us out there. We look forward to. We're going to talk about stress, the effects of stress, and the weekend. Back in a moment.
Good morning. My name is Brian McNeill.
And I am LisaSantiagoMcNeilll.
And thank you for joining us on our show, Let's Talk About It. We come to you each Monday through Friday right here on the SIBN network, on iHeartRadio, YouTube, TuneIn, as well as Facebook Live. Good morning.
Good morning. Good morning. Like. Good morning. Once again, thank you so much for joining us this morning. Hey, Miss Phyllis. Hey, Usama. What's good, Dr. Deborah? Thanks for tuning in this morning for the Monday of it all. We are talking about...
How was your weekend?
How was your weekend?
Did you do anything cool? I sure did.
Yes.
We traveled this weekend.
We did.
And my wife did some driving this weekend too.
Told you guys I would. He tried to act like I don't drive and I don't know how to drive. I drove.
She did this weekend.
Yes, I did. And I've been actually getting better with my driving. I realized that a couple of weeks ago. I wasn't exactly going to share it with you because I kind of enjoy being a passenger. But I know how much driving we've had to do lately, late rather.
Every weekend it seemed like, yeah. But
I didn't want you to have to carry all that weight yourself.
I really, really appreciate it because I arrived there less tired and I got home less tired than I normally do. My body knows if we have to drive hours, I'm going to show up. My legs are going to be tired. My eyes are going to be tired. But it was a whole lot less this time because Lisa shared the driving.
I did. And I even shared some of the driving coming home. We don't drive anywhere if it's more than 6 hours, but we had to drive this weekend.
4.
4, 5, 4.
We do a 6-hour drive like once or twice a year, maybe. Once a year, maybe I'm gonna say.
Yeah.
Up to the DMV area. But I ain't trying to do that much. But anyway, my joy this weekend was playing my grandbabies.
Grandbaby weekend. They're a stress reliever, honey.
They are.
They are a stress reliever. I enjoy hanging out with my grandson. This weekend we had all the granddaughters and the grandson. We had
that was 3 granddaughters and a baby. He's
8 months.
8 months old. Okay. Grandson. And they were so much fun. They were fun last time. They were more fun this time.
Well, the baby has gotten more animated. Brother Austin.
This 8-month-old baby. Ask me about my grandchildren if you want to. I dare you to ask me about my grandchildren. How was your weekend, Miss Phyllis? Brother Usama, did you do anything cool? Dr. Deborah, how was your weekend?
Did you take some time to decompress?
Man, I got a list of stuff I'm going to go through here about the effects of stress. That's what Lisa, when she told me about that, I was like, oh, wow, we're going to talk about the effects of stress.
Absolutely.
Especially as grown-ups. Because as a grown-up, we all already have embedded stressors because you got places you got to be, you got things you got to take care of, your home, your car, your stuff, you got people that you got to take care of, you got all these things already. Already your plate is very full, and on top of that full plate You have things that stress you and worry you.
Yes, and we have a special guest that we're bringing up in 11 minutes, our fantastic special guest, who's going to share one of the things that she does to help abate stress, to help you stress less. And I am excited about that.
And that's the other thing. If you're entrepreneurial, and you can help someone to either worry less or stress less in any way, you should offer it that way.
Absolutely.
Because we do a whole lot of things as adults that are tension relieving
as opposed to
goal achieving. We do a lot of tension relieving activities, television, drinking, imbibing in other drugs to be tension relieving instead of goal achieving.
Uzama got a good weekend bump. He said Friday he learned that he won the sales contest and won his own AI avatar that will save him a ton of time.
Really?
Shout it out, Uzama. Go
Friday,
Uzama.
I won a sales contest. Yes. Congratulations, first off. And of course you did.
Good morning, William Brown. Thank you for joining us. You
probably use some cool tools like your
follow-up.
Your follow-up tool.
Made easy.
Follow-up made easy tool. You probably use some cool tools like that. But congratulations.
Good morning, Shirley. Shirley was our guest on last week, and we're excited to have her on. Good morning, William Brown. Good morning, Dr. Deborah says, I spent the weekend packing and moving clothes. I am taking my car to the collision center this morning and finally get it fixed. Well, finally, and we're still grateful that you were able to walk away from what could have been such a worse accident.
Yes. This morning I saw a TV commercial that I had seen probably a dozen times, didn't even notice it before. It was an Advanced Auto commercial. And this lady, she goes in there with her son. She goes, my car is starting slowly. Okay. And the lady checks it out. Oh, you just need a charge. And it's free. A free charge for that? I've had that same thing happen in my truck lately. It starts all the time, but it's been starting slowly. I wanted something so simple. I should just take it in to Advance and get them to charge my starter for free. Didn't even think of it.
Well, those are the things that we stress about.
Yep.
We stress about
it's caused me to not drive my truck as much or take it different.
I know. I've been with you.
Yes.
We decided not to take the car. But I'm telling you, this week we're still ramping up, getting more information and insight for the upcoming Paid to Speak Academy and for the Speaker Showcase. Looking forward to being able to leverage some of our connections to bring about an even more spectacular venue. We are on the hunt, and I am grateful for all the feedback that we're getting. So we are really, really, really getting close to identifying the location that will be the best for pictures and video and everything else. And I look forward to hanging out with you guys on October 5th when we move forward with that.
So before our guest comes, we should at least introduce the places that I find that stress impacts us. Okay. And I have, definitions of each one of these things, but I'm just going to mention them first because I want you guys to contribute, please.
Okay.
But the areas of your life that stress impact you the most. Number one is physical. It stresses you out. It changes your body physically. It increases blood sugar, blood pressure, cholesterol, triglycerides, and it can lead to chest pain. Oh my goodness, move this stuff. Okay, it can lead to shortness of breath, but that's physical one. Mental stress affects you mentally. Stress can cause anxiety, depression, irritability, self-esteem, and negative thinking. I find myself sometimes little stuff just irritating me. I don't like it. This, I don't want that. There, that.
Somebody record this.
Irritating me. And it could be,
because he gets grumpy.
It could be stress related.
Is that it? Is that what we're going to blame it on?
It could be. I'm just saying. Sometimes I'm irritable with little stuff, and that stress messing me up with my mental. Behavioral. Stress impacts your behavior.
Yes, it does.
Stress can lead to withdrawal and indecisiveness and even tearfulness. Those kind of people who cry every day. It can also make it harder to get work done. Okay. Stress impacts your immune system. Stress can suppress the immune system, making it harder to recover from illnesses.
Absolutely.
And breathing, stress can cause the muscles that help you to breathe to tighten making breath faster than normal. And lastly, and you guys are going to agree with this, memory. Stress affects your memory. Stress can weaken the blood-brain barrier, which can allow harmful matter into the brain and cause forgetfulness. What? So memory, breathing, immune system, behavioral, mental, and physical.
And in the physical, the one thing that you failed to include is actually the reason that we're excited about having our guests, because stress can, in some cases, cause hair loss.
Stress can cause hair, yes.
Particularly in women.
It's not that I failed to mention this because I didn't know to mention it right away.
You didn't know?
You
researched all of that other physical stuff?
Yes. Well, it wasn't a failure. It was just that I didn't mention it. Goodness. Notice how words change. By the way, what's his name? Willis Drawn, a guy who's in local in Charlotte. You know, we've been to dinner with him and his lady a couple of times. But anyway, he said something interesting because I made that post about the THC on the counter at the gas station. And he says what they did was they just changed the names. Weed is not legal, but the flower is.
Oh, cannabis?
Yes. Weed is not legal, but the flower cannabis is legal now.
Okay.
That's all they did. Okay. And that stuff, I can't wait to hear. I can't wait for someone to tell me how does the impact of the THCA impacts them versus street weed. If someone tells me, because I don't partake, but Lisa doesn't either. But if someone was to tell me that this was more strong or less strong or the same, that would mean something to me.
I don't even know how you went to that, but we're 4 minutes away from our fantastic guest. Yeah, that was an avoidance, direct avoidance. And Dr. Deborah says stress definitely makes me irritable. Amen. Hey, Judah. She says, great day, familia. I am looking forward to really understanding that some things that have caused stress that we don't necessarily realize that it's compounded, particularly in hair loss. That's what I wanted to talk about. I don't have that issue. And for those of you who know me, blessed. I am blessed that my hair is thick, that I can even part it while I am bald. But and I'm grateful for that. But what you don't know is that about 15 years ago, I actually lost my hair in here. I was very, very stressed out in my relationship, and this hair had thinned out tremendously, so much so stressed. Yeah, because I was stressed. If you could even imagine that my hair was thin, I almost had to comb it over. But fortunately, I had a lot of other hair, and the density was able to cover it, and I was able to mitigate that stress and to use different solutions.
We got 3 minutes to our special guest
to help to mitigate that. But
I wanted to tell one thing before our guest came on here. We got 3 minutes to our special guest, and you're going to love our special guest, by the way. There was a TV movie with an actor you all know, Dick Van Dyke. He wasn't on the Dick Van Dyke Show. He was an actor in this movie. And this movie was about, he was like the preacher or pastor or something of the town, little town. And the town decided to go a whole month with no one smoking. 1 month with no smoking. And it was stressing people out, right? Because he smoked too. And it was stressing him out too. And they was trying to figure out, they was bringing in experts on how to deal with the stress of not smoking for just 1 month. And this guy said, sex. He told them sex is a stress reliever, especially when you're trying to do something like this. So the movie went from that mode to very funny because he started to have sex with his wife a lot more. His wife would be making up the bed and see him coming and then just stop making up the bed, okay? It was hilarious after that because they was trying to come up with ways to not stress from not smoking. See how that fit? You don't see how it fit.
No, I don't see
but anyway, it's now 9:13. We got 2 minutes to our special guest. Good morning, Sister Judy. How you doing? Good morning. Dr. Deborah says, okay, it makes me irritable.
Stress. I think irritability is a result of stress. I think irritability is one of the big results of stress. I find myself reminding myself not to be irritable. I'm actually on a quest to glimmer more. I am glimmering intentionally as a result of of a part of the challenge that I've been given for the next 45 days. And I'm looking forward to seeing if you can identify when I'm glimmering.
What does that look like? What do you mean they can identify? What does that mean?
Do you know what glimmering is?
I don't.
Well, then why wouldn't you ask?
I think I know what it means.
What do you think it
but
means?
What I think it means might be different than what you think it means.
Okay, what do you think it means?
No, that's not how we're going to play it. We're not going to play it like, give me a chance to get it wrong and then you correct it. Why don't you just say it?
Glimmering. So you know how there are some people that walk into a room and even before they say anything, you know that they have this negative energy that's coming from them. You know that these are the people that you're going to avoid at all costs. You're going to go to the other side of the room. You're not interested in being near them because you can sense that they are intentionally or unintentionally overwhelmed with some level of stress or some funky funk. You know, people that just funky attitude, right? And glimmering is the exact opposite.
I want to be involved.
Glimmering is the exact opposite. Glimmering is intentionally or unintentionally, if you can get good at it, having a positive emotional outlook on everything so that it actually emanates from you.
And so that you can Jeff
be seen glimmering from across the room. Babies connect with you easier. Pets connect with you easier. Animals, even your spouse can notice if you're glimmering.
Yes, you can. It's now 9:15. Coming to the stage. Now you're going to have to do her intro.
Coming to the stage is seasoned 32-year cosmetologist, hair loss, and cranial prosthesis specialist who helps clients recover from scalp disorders and medical-related hair loss. She gets to help families protect their loved ones and their assets with life insurance as well. We are excited to welcome to the stage Miss Angela Jackson.
Good morning, Angela. How are you?
Good morning. I'm fine. How are you all this morning?
Good. Welcome to our platform. And before we start asking you questions, please introduce yourself however you like.
Okay, so first I want to just shout out Sade Wayadu for introducing me to you all. I am so grateful to be here on your platform. Thank you for hosting me today. And so I am Angela Jackson. I'm a licensed cosmetologist of over 32 years. I'm also a hair loss and cranial prosthesis specialist and life insurance agent. I like to share how I got into that business or that specialty. After COVID, so many people were losing lives unprotected, and so many people were losing their hair after recovering from hair loss. So my family, my mother and her sisters, they had COVID severely and nearly died. And it was a very traumatic time for us. But I think for me, what was equally traumatic, because I, being their hairstylist, was seeing them lose their hair, about 70% of their hair. So they had hair like down thick, long, past their shoulders, and they lost about 70% of their hair. And I was devastated. They took it with ease, oh, it's just hair. And I'm like, no, because I prided myself on hair care and taking care of their hair, and it was nothing I could do about it. So that intrigued me to study more about what happens in the body that causes those types of things. So I began taking courses in trichology to become certified, to learn more about the science of hair loss. So that is what I do, was that I learned the scientific reason behind it, and I use holistic solutions for my clients to be able to help them to recover. So sometimes you're able to recover from hair loss. And when that is the case, there are holistic solutions that are in place. So we get protocols together for each client, because every client is individually different, and so are their circumstances. So we cater it to whatever their needs are. For those clients who have hair loss, who cannot grow hair back, what I do for them is I offer medical cranial prosthesis. I hated the wigs that were in the store for consumers who actually lost their hair. They want to feel good in the hair that they wear, whether they're growing it or not. So
Absolutely.
what I offer is medical wigs, so that not only are they beautiful aesthetically, but they're also comfortable. And because I'm a cosmetologist, I have the opportunity to custom style it for them. So we take a look at how they're used to wearing their hair, color, cut, style, and I go in and I do the work so that when they get the unit, it looks like their natural hair. So
Stop. You're amazing. Okay. You're amazing. And I appreciate you because you're showing not only what you do, but you're also showing your heart. You're showing your love for people in the way you're describing it. When you told the story about how your family members were like, okay, it's just hair, but you were like, no, that's because your heart. When you're talking about you didn't like how the wigs were worn by how it looked to certain women, so you went to medical cranial what did you call that? Medical prosthesis. That's you showing your heart. Now, in my experience, I'm a sales coach. I have helped a lot of cosmetologists over the years, particularly when I was first starting. I even did workshops for a cosmetology school called How to Get More Heads in Your Chair. I did a sales workshop for them. But your work is not just about looks. Your work is about confidence. That's what you're doing. You're imbuing or restoring confidence levels in women. That's why you talk about that more and the way you do it. Your work is important, and I want to applaud you here. Good job, my sister. Because you were putting a lot of meat on the bone, so I wanted to stop your flow for a little bit just to say what I'm hearing.
Okay.
This is
Thank you so much.
Jackson, you guys. She says good morning from Dr. Deborah Dunstan, and Shirley DeJeanette Wise says good morning to you as well.
Good morning. Good morning.
So, I'm not sure I understand what the medical prosthesis is.
Yeah, so the wig cap is different. So typically when you go to the beauty supply store, if you flip the cap inside out, you'll see that they attach the hair. It's actually sewn onto the cap, and they attach it to, sometimes it could be a hard lace. The lace of not the lace per se, but the cap, the fiber of the cap is different. So with medical wigs, you have lace caps, which are very gentle on the scalp, especially scalps that are irritated. So cancer patients go through a lot of radiation, and it makes their skin and their scalp very, very sensitive. And so sometimes the caps in the beauty supply stores could be very irritating to their scalp, which is why you'll see sometimes they'll just wear scarves or baseball caps or what have you, because they're more comfortable for them. So the caps are different. We have PU material, and that's kind of like a very soft feel to the scalp. It almost feels like flesh, and then it gives a look of flesh as well. So the hairs are injected into that material, and it looks like it's growing from your scalp. Same is true with the lace wigs. So with the lace wigs, they're ventilated, one strand by a strand. So each strand is ventilated inside the cap, so it gives the illusion of a part. So when your client puts that wig on, she can part her hair anywhere she wants, and it looks just like her scalp, because that's what you see when she's parting it. And the hair quality also, it plays a factor as well. So there are different options for people now, so that they could choose something that they feel good in.
Absolutely.
Awesome. I got so many questions. You ready?
Yeah.
Okay. First off, where are you located?
Currently, I'm located in South Carolina. We're not far from Charlotte. So Charlotte and Florence that's like our biggest city. So Florence, the biggest city in South Carolina to us, and Charlotte's the biggest city in North Carolina to us. They're both about Charlotte's a little more than an hour away.
Okay.
But I'm originally from the DMV area, so I have clients that I serve in that area as well as here in the Carolinas.
Which is the next question. So can you, I see you as an expert too. So some people may want to hire you for consultations or coaching even. I suspect. I don't know. Help me out. So can you serve people that are not in your area? And if you can, how do you serve them?
Absolutely. So I do have clients that I serve virtually as well. So typically, what we do is I host a conversation with them. So we'll have a 15-minute complimentary consultation just to see if I'm a good fit for them. And once that takes place, I will then schedule a complete consultation with them where we would dive into what their concerns are. And then I will offer them solutions. And at that time, they could decide if they want to move forward with me or not. If they decide to move forward with me, then we'll customize a plan for them, and we'll do the plan virtually. So clients who need medical wigs, what I'll do, I have a beauty box and I create everything that they need in that box, even clients that have scalp disorders. So hair loss is not just from um, medical per se. It could be something that, we are not doing. So if you have scalp disorders that are unaddressed, if you are improperly styling your hair, or if you're wearing styles too long, it can cause stress on the hair that could then in turn produce hair loss. So, like I said, every client is different. So during that consultation, we're able to figure out how I could help. And what I do is we do everything virtually. We do everything virtually. We can get labs virtually. We do lives like this where we are talking one-on-one. It's private. I'm able to see their hair. They send me pictures. They give me lab reports. So we're able to still serve them in a way that is comfortable for them. It's confidential, and they feel supported.
Absolutely. Now we have
Amazing.
a couple of comments. Good morning, Robin.
Good morning, Robin. How you doing,
for joining
sir?
us this morning. Dr. Deborah says custom styling is so important. My mom is a 2-time breast cancer survivor, and her hair did not grow back fully. Although she wears her hair short now, it would be nice to find her a comfortable wig that fits her face and personality.
It'd be nice, because I imagine it's difficult because of some of the things that Sister Angela Jackson has suggested already. Lena Janelle says good morning as well. Lena, you got to get to know Angela Jackson. She seems like somebody you'd have fun talking to.
Shirley says, thank you for being there for them. Amen. I agree. Thank you for being there.
Thank you.
For them.
My pleasure.
This really, really seems to me like where your heart is, my sister, this area. Baldness. You just serving women?
No. So you know what? Surprise, surprise. So I'm serving men as well.
Surprise.
I have always been, thankfully skilled to be able to cut hair. So I could do a basic haircut on a guy easy. But I am preparing to register for an advanced barber training to show me a little bit more of how I could polish the skill up a little bit with hair cutting. And I'm also preparing to do training as well to be able to service male clients, because they don't always feel good either. Just because they're a man doesn't mean that they're comfortable being bald. So there are things in place for them as well. We also have trichology services that we offer for our men too, because everybody has skin, a scalp, so they too can be served as well as the women. Because I'm a cosmetologist, most of my client base have been women, but I do serve men as well.
And that's changing these days. Men are a lot more into cosmetology these days, or into skincare and scalp care and hair care for that matter. That is definitely an area that you want to be able to tap into.
I gotta tell 2 stories about me and women barbers. Okay. The first one, when I was younger, man, I was afraid of women cutting my hair when I was younger, man. Okay. And I went to a barbershop. I was out of town. I went to a barbershop. There was a woman there, and I said, and I was the one that was the next one that could be in her chair. And she said, "You can come here." She goes, "I go to the same school as the men. I'm just as prepared as them." She gave me the speech. I was like, "Okay, you're right. You go to the same." And this is when I still had hair, so that was a long time ago. So she goes, "I go to the same school as them." She sits me down. She puts the curtain around me, and first thing she does was hurt me. She goes right up my neck. I'm like, "Ow! What are you doing?"
For not trusting her.
Huh?
Was that for not trusting her?
Yes.
I don't know what it was for, but it hurt. But later on in my life, when I got into my late 20s, I found a beautiful woman in her mid 60s, tall, very dark-skinned Black woman who was really skilled because she started cutting my hair and I developed a bald spot. And she was skillful. She could cut my hair to hide my bald spot. She knew how to blend it so it wouldn't look. And I worked with her for probably 10 years. She was my barber. But when she moved away, no one else could hide it. So I became a decided bald. I decided to just shave my hair all the time. Now I'm still bald. But I always lament that her skill in barbering is what delayed me having to do this.
Now, Lena Janelle says, I have mature locks, but I do have friends with alopecia, so I'm listening.
Ooh.
Alopecia is definitely another area that causes hair loss. Big area. How do you find your services assist with that?
Well, there are various types of alopecia. So you have your alopecia areata. That's the small circles that you see sporadic throughout the scalp. That's an autoimmune deficiency. And so, what I like to do with those clients is I like to find out what's going on inside so we can adjust that. Sometimes it could be, like, for example, I had a client who was dealing with sarcoidosis. And so, of course, that condition was affecting her scalp because what happens typically is that when your body is deficient in something or when it starts to attack itself, your body goes into survival mode. And so all of the nutrients that would go to your scalp, because your hair is non-essential, we don't need it for survival. It'll pull from that area to feed our organs. And that is what triggers it. So for all types of hair loss, we first find out what is going on inside. Hence why I decided to start my DNA service. I have a mobile DNA business as well, where I'm able to do cheek swabs for my clients, send them off to the lab so we can find out where are they deficient, what's going on inside. We can identify, because everybody doesn't like to get the blood work, and we still suggest to our clients to get their complete blood panel with differential. But sometimes there's a delay because you got to wait for your doctor to give the script. Then you got to get into the place to get the blood work. Then you got to wait for the labs. So I was like, okay, well, what can we do to make this service easier and quicker for our clients? So I offer the DNA services. It's very private. I'm mobile, so I come to you, or you can come to my studio. We can do it in the privacy of the studio, and it's just a cheek swab. You get your reports within 24 to 48 hours. So identifying the root of the problem internally is key, because most of the time is due to some type of inflammation. So I narrow it down scientifically by getting those labs. Then we go over your history, we go over family history, we go over health history, so we can narrow it down. I'm speaking in the future.
It's your company. It's fine. Go ahead, please.
What I also do is I microscopically look at the scalp. So I'm able to see very close that you can't see with the naked eye what's going on at that follicular level. So I can see the follicle. I can see what's happening. Is there topical inflammation? And we address it, because see, a lot of consumers, what they'll do when they start to lose their hair or they get scalp irritations or what have you, first thing that they start to do is go looking at products or go onto YouTube to Google search or what have you. But the problem with that is that if you're not careful, you can be causing more of a problem than a solution, because everybody's situation is different. So that could compact the issue as opposed to resolving the issue. So the first thing I always ask my client is, are you ready to find out the root of this problem so we can then begin to heal from the inside out?
You're amazing.
Hope that answered the question. Thank you.
Because I was going to ask you, but you said something I never heard before, my sister. How when there's something internal going on, the nutrients that you take in go to serve that area. And whereas hair is not an essential, the nutrients that would have been feeding the hair gets taken away, which is why you can have baldness or splotchiness and all that. Never heard that before. Thank you for teaching us that.
Absolutely.
But you're so much more than hair care, my sister. You're so much more than that. We have like 2 minutes left with you. And I know we could keep talking with you, but what I want to do is I want to give you these 2 minutes because I want you to speak to this audience. This audience is mature. They're entrepreneurial. They're mostly women, mostly Black women. And you have something that you can share or teach or just something that you want to leave them with. If you would, please take these 2 minutes and speak to our audience.
Yes. So, ladies, I just want to say that hair loss is not something that you have to do alone. There are people like me that are out here that care and that have solutions to be able to help you, holistic solutions. There are a lot of options out here in the market today. And so I just want to encourage you that, there are people out here that care like myself, that we could offer solutions. It doesn't hurt to reach out. If you have any questions, please contact me at support@medicalwigsolutions.com. Please follow me also on my social media platforms. Beauty for Ashes is actually launching tonight at 6 o'clock, where I'll talk a little bit more with a licensed nurse practitioner who's going to also dive into a little deeper part of the medical part behind hair loss. So any questions, I'm free for questions, 15 minutes. You can go onto my website. We could do a free 15-minute consult just to get your personal questions answered to see if I'm the one for you or if I could give you some free resources. I'm always giving free information because I really want to help people.
Thank you, my sister. You've been amazing. It's very likely someone wants to follow up with you. And how do you prefer they do that?
They could contact me at support@medicalwigsolutions.com. And if you're just, just give me the specifics on exactly what you need from me to help you, I'll reach back within the next 24 to 48 hours of receiving your email, and we could start to set up a consultation and move forward.
And you were talking about something tonight, Beauty for Ashes. Is that a podcast you were talking about?
Website?
Yes. So it's going to be a podcast. It is a podcast. I'm going to be launching it on Facebook as well as YouTube tonight. It's called Beauty for Ashes Broadcast. And it's just where I'm just going to be, my target again are women. We are givers, like naturally we give, and we are so depleted. At the end of the day, we give so much to everyone and to everything, and we are left sometimes depleted, and we give from an empty cup. So
I gotta let you go because we gotta move on here. But are you gonna hang out in the green room or do you gotta run?
No, I hang out in the green room.
Thank you very much. That's been our special guest, Miss Angela Jackson.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you guys for commenting. Let's catch up our comments, please. Shirley D. Jeanette Wyatt says, thank you for being there for them. She also says, good morning, Lena Janelle. Of course she does. She also says, Lena Janelle says, she talked about I have mature locks. I think we did read that, but I have friends with alopecia, so I'm listening. Shirley D. Jeanette Wyatt says,
thank you, Lisa Santiago McNeilll and Brian K. McNeill for being such amazing people to us.
Thank you for saying so, Sister Shirley. We appreciate you.
Dr. Deborah says, this has been very informative. Thank you so much. You are very welcome.
Hasn't it? It was really, really informative. I enjoyed that very much. I enjoyed the learning and her demeanor and delivery. That was great.
Absolutely.
That was great. Mm-hmm. So we're going to have guests like her. We want to keep on adding to your world. Again, Shirley, we appreciate your kind words this morning.
Absolutely. And we know that there are more people that we're connected to than even take advantage of the opportunity to be our guest. And we're grateful for those that do decide to come on and share with our audience so that we can expand our circle.
When we started today, we talked about how we do have it coming up. We have a Learn to Speak and Get Paid Academy. We also have a local speakers showcase coming up. Applications are starting to come in, but we need more. We need more people that want to feature themselves as speakers to apply. I don't have the link handy, but we'll get the link out. Okay.
Yes, it's in the description. But we are definitely growing and expanding this weekend. far too quickly. And I am grateful that I have the opportunity to leverage today. My calendar is not that full, but I have some stuff to take care of. I've got to follow up on the emails, and I've got 2 books that are in the works that I have to continue to update. One is about finished and one is midway in there. But we are really moving and growing, and I'm excited to be a part of the Empowerment Network. Tomorrow is the 3rd Tuesday, so we will be
Host Men and Win.
Yes.
I want to thank God right now. Heavenly Father, thank you for allowing my wife to use her gift, skills, and talents to the way she desires to use them in her own company, in her coaching, and the way she serves. Thank you for that. Thank you, Heavenly Father, for allowing me the freedom to become the best versions of Brian, to use my gift, skills, and talents the way I desire to do it, because it could be another way. It could be a different way. So I'm grateful right now. When you're just talking about the stuff that we do regularly, even though we're entrepreneurial, even though we love what we do, there's still ups and downs in this entrepreneurial journey. Holla if you hear me. There's ups and downs in the entrepreneurial journey. It doesn't go all the way up smooth. There's peaks and valleys, but it's worth it. It is worth it. All of it is worth it. And the stories that you gain along the way, holla Uzama, the stories that you gain along the way about the overcoming, holla if you hear me, that makes your life richer. So if you're an entrepreneur right now, if you're in one of those valley seasons, I want to encourage you right now. It's worth it. Take that next step. You might be in a valley. Sometimes you're in a valley or a low season, and it feels like you've been there for a long time, or it feels like longer than you expect or want. Just keep driving. You'll drive out of that storm just like you drove in. I want to just lift that. I'm probably going to encourage all week because I'm feeling that.
Absolutely. It's necessary. It's necessary. Dr. Deborah says, amen. And Shirley says, you both are a blessing to many. We're grateful that God is using us this way. Absolutely. And I'm appreciative that you're taking the time to say it, because I'm going to tell you.
That's so important, Shirley. Thank you.
It is important, but there are times when you forget how great you are.
My clients, more than anybody else. Okay. I'm speaking facetiously. I'm a sales coach, and my clients come to me because they need help with selling themselves and their services. Lisa and I talked about this a bunch. So many adults forget how awesome they are, and they need a reminder. They need a loving reminder of how. And sometimes you could talk to someone for 5 minutes, and you could be impressed with their life's walk, and they're not.
It's true. It's so true. And I'm grateful that we have an audience that, good morning, that remembers and is mindful of the fact that it's necessary for us to encourage one another.
And remind each other.
It's necessary for us to remind Dr. Deborah that she is an award-winning grant funding fundraiser, yes. Right? She's an award. It's important that we remind Vicki Linnell Evans that she is an award-winning playwright. It's important that we
Vicki Linnell Evans has stepped on that stage.
Absolutely.
She has stepped on that stage and took control of that stage.
It's important for us to remind Uzama that he is award-winning sales.
Still.
Absolutely.
Still winning sales contests. What?
Absolutely.
What? Shirley D. Jeanette White, I'm hoping you're still flying from you being our guest last week.
Absolutely.
We got a chance to experience your personality and all of that.
Absolutely.
Gigi, I am so grateful to you for having the courage to use your natural gifting to entertain.
Absolutely. Producing shows and singing and producing albums. She is amazing.
Who do you think you are, Big Gigi, to think that you can step on that stage and act or sing and entertain? Is because you're bad, girl.
That's right. It's important for us to remember that we have the one and only your Google Guru.
We got the Google Guru up in this Mickey. What?
As a part of this empowerment family. The one and only. The one and only
Mr.
William
Brown.
Come on. Living Beyond.
The guru, was it the guided monk?
Yes.
What? The author of
Beyond the Shell series.
Beyond the Shell and Living Beyond the Shell. William Brown himself is in the house. Let's do that. Let's keep reminding each other of how amazing we are.
That's right. Amen. And Vicky says, thanks for the votes of confidence. Amen.
Because Vicky, we've seen you rock.
Robin said, teach.
We get ready to do that now. It's now Sister Angela is still in the green room. We see her. She's been vibing along with you guys. Angela, if you didn't know, we're about to do what we do, okay? We say thank you to our consistent contributors on this broadcast. And the way we do that is with greeting songs and with greeting logos. So if you're watching this and it seems kind of nutty, just brace yourself, okay? Because a lot of people are asking about this. For example, Miss Phyllis George, she's been rocking with this broadcast for more than 8 years. She's been a regular with us. And she has a greeting logo, and it goes like this. Miss Phyllis is here.
Miss Phyllis is here.
So clear the way. Miss Phyllis is here. Now we can all have a great day. That's Miss Phyllis's logo.
Next up is Uzama was next in the room.
Uzama Ra.
Bitcoin King. He's a Bitcoin King.
Uzama.
Bitcoin King. He's a Bitcoin King.
Uzama. That's his greeting song. Dr. Deborah Dunstan's got a song too.
Dr. Deborah, nonprofit strategist and funding coach.
Mm-hmm. That's Dr. Deborah's jam. William Brown has a song too, and it goes, good morning to our friend Will.
Nobody thinks like him still.
We love him so,
and we always will.
Our friend Will. Now, if you're thinking, oh man, that seems kind of cool, I want a song, you can get one. All you got to do is be a consistent contributor. What's a contributor? It's someone who puts stuff in the comments that we can read, like Shirley DeJohnette Wyatt does. She's got a jam too. Shirley DeJohnette Wyatt will rock you. Rock you. Shirley DeJohnette Wyatt will rock you. Rock you. Remember the challenge we had coming up with her Shirley DeJohnette Wyatt. I wanted all of that in there. It was a challenge, but I'm glad we found it. Judy Floyd has a song too, and it goes,
oh, Judy, you're so fine. You're so fine. Blow my mind. Hey, Judy. Hey, Judy.
That's Judy Floyd's greeting song. We did Dr. Deborah. Robin C. Stern. His name is Robin C. Stern. He's
your Google guru.
Teach. Your Google guru. Teach. That's Robin Stern's greeting jam right there. Lena Janelle has one too, and it goes, Lena Janelle, baby, we gets high off her art, don't know how to behave. Ooh. That's Lena Janelle's greeting jam right there.
And my choreography.
And your niece's choreography, yes. Vicky Evans rocks. Steady rocking all night long. Vicky Evans rocks. Steady rocking to the break of dawn, y'all. Do we find one for Gigi?
You always correct it.
Okay, she's Gigi Bell.
No, that's
not. Gigi Bell, my bell. Ring-a-ling-a-ling. Ooh, how about that? Because we argue over the other.
We argue over it because you won't accept that she's had a song before there were songs.
Yeah, it wasn't right though. It didn't flow right. It didn't say her name right.
Her name is Gidget.
It's not. It's Gigi Bell.
No,
see?
that's her
See
Facebook
how it's spelled?
name. No. And I used to always call her Giz.
Yeah, but not everyone knows her like that.
Doesn't matter.
We're going with
Milk is chilling. Gizmo's chilling. What more can I say? Top billing. Because she gets top billing.
That's fine. Okay, how did you feel about Gigi Bell?
I like it, but it's not
Gigi Bell, my bell, ring-a-ling-a-ling. It just fits well to me. So Gigi, you tell us what you like.
She's laughing.
Okay.
She likes top billing.
Nah, she likes Gigi Bell.
You see that? You see that? You see what I have to deal with?
All right.
Every day.
You all, wait a minute, who's that? Dr. Deborah says, you all are great.
Oh, yes,
Thank
we do.
you.
We have a great community.
We have an amazing community.
Absolutely.
Shirley DeJohnette Wyatt says,
God has brought me to the empowerment family for a reason, and I am thankful and grateful. We are thankful and grateful for you.
Angela, get ready. I'm going to bring you back live in just a moment. So get ready. Brace yourself. Come on, just catch up the comments, please.
We're at
Big Linnell. Gigi says top billing. I think she was saying top billing because that's the jam you were doing. She didn't say top billing because that's what she preferred for her name.
Oh, okay. Gidget, save me.
So
just save me.
Jeanette Wyatt says have a blessed day. This is Monday. Now, we always say on this broadcast, because we are personal conversations,
business information,
okay,
and
well,
spiritual inspiration.
But business matters. We say the most important day of your work week is
Monday.
And why is Monday the most important day of your work week? Because Monday sets the pace for your week.
Absolutely.
She loves both songs. Okay, thank you, Gigi. Monday sets the pace for your week.
She's
if you want to have a successful week, you want to have a successful week, get a good Monday. How do you have a successful Monday? You have to plan. You have to prepare for it. You have to gear yourself up. And if there's any day this whole week that I'm saying you to give your full energies and efforts, it's Monday. Okay. So I want to bring up Angela one more time. We got like 3 minutes left in the broadcast. So Angela, you are an amazing guest. You kind of see what we do. How do you feel about what we do up in here?
You're on mute.
I can't hear you.
I'm sorry. I was back here in the green room laughing. I said I love it. I love the energy. You guys are hilarious. I love the theme songs for your guests.
We love our guests.
We have amazing guests that's time grown. Over time they got to this place. So I always like to ask our guests when they're after the songs, what did y'all feel about that?
I like it. I like it. Yeah, I love the energy. You guys are great. I love your energy, and I love what you're doing for the community. This is awesome. I love your platform.
Thank you so much.
And you can come again, and you can visit again, and you can just tune in whenever works with your schedule.
Okay, sounds good. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
We look forward to having people connect with you.
Don't leave yet, though, please, Angela. We're going to put you back down. Don't leave yet. Okay. All right.
Shirley says, thanks, Angela. We appreciate those of you that don't choose to say anything. We know you watching from the background. We see the numbers after the show.
The lurkers.
And we know that you're in there. The trollers.
No, especially my family lurkers. My family. We had family reunion last weekend. My cousins that never say anything on the comments.
Never say nothing.
They say they watch and they do all this stuff. Why don't you say something, cousin? Say hi. So I know that you were, if you don't say nothing, I won't know that you was on. Okay. Goodness gracious, my family. So I'm looking forward to a busy day. My day gets hot like as soon as we get out of here, which I like. I like to have my Monday start off hot. You know, clients after clients and ready to go. So it gets my day going. I do have to find time.
Shirley says, hi, cousin. You got called out.
I got to shave because I'm looking ridiculous. I got right now the worst George Jefferson going on in the back. Oh, I didn't even tell our hair expert. That's the problem with my bald spot. If I let my hair grow, my facial hair grows. I can grow hair, but it's not even attractive at all. My bald spot is
selective.
It's not round. It's jagged edged. It's like a bird's nest for real. So I have to shave in order to leave the house.
I love you and your head. I like it when your head is clean better.
Me too. Me too. I look better when I have my hair clean.
But this is the weekend after I cut my hair on Friday. I just chopped it all off. It just was no reason. Everybody's saying, why'd you cut it?
Because Lisa can rock a tall. Lisa's hair is very, very thick. Very thick.
Why did you
even at this age? Because it'll grow back. It's okay.
Yeah, and I think I'm gonna keep it this length for a while. Though. Okay, cool. I like it.
Okay, cool.
I like the way it feels. And the gray is different this time. So if it gets too much black, then I'm gonna try to shave it even lower. I just can't.
Really? Because the challenge with her hair, it gets black on the sides, right? And
it gets black in terrible places. I don't know. It's just
She always colors. Is it coloring?
Every 3 days.
What do you call it?
Every 3 weeks. Excuse me. It's bleaching.
Bleaching. Okay. So it's 9:53. We gotta go. Have a great Monday on purpose.
We love you, and don't forget to have sex because it's really good and it's healthy.
As a stress reliever.
Absolutely. Sex is everything.